Welcome to Plus Sports. I'm Mudashiru Shitu. Thank you very much for being part of today's show. Every day from Monday to Fridays, we have this Plus Sports to give you the latest in the world of sports. And today is not different as we bring you what you need to know in the world of sport. But we know that this part of this period of time is for the 2023 African Cup of Nations, and starting tomorrow. There'll be so much about the African Cup of Nations. That's why our focus on today's program is about the 2023 African Cup of Nations. I'm Mudashiru Shitu. I'll be your guide in the next few minutes as we look at the 2023 African Cup of Nations. But I'm not doing this alone. I have Jide Alaka, who will be joining us to analyze the 2023 African Cup of Nations. Nigeria is participating in this tournament, and we are in the same group with the host nation, Cote d'Ivoire, and I'm not forgetting Guinea and Guinea-Bissau. So it's good to have you on the show, Jide.
Thank you very much, Shitu. Always a pleasure.
I know that everything is about the Nations Cup, and the whole of Africa, at least, is standing still to watch the Nations Cup. All the nations participating are hoping that there should be one surprise or the other, that our nation we should do well at this competition. Nigeria has brought out a slogan, say let's do it again, to ensure that at least we are going into this Nations Cup not just as a paper favorite or just a tag as a favorite, but we need to do more. Even before now, there have been several things with regards to change of players, change of players, injury and all that. The latest being is Umar Sadiq is out of the game, while Paul Onuachu will be joining us. And some of these nations have arrived at Cote d'Ivoire for this tournament. Tell us what you know right now in regards to the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations.
Okay, thank you very much, Shitu. Like some people have said, especially from Senegal, Mane, Captain Koulibaly, they say that even Rabamaja, they say that this Nations Cup might turn out to be the toughest to win of any Nations Cup tournament in previous years. They say this because almost all the big nations have qualified, and barring one or two injuries like Nigeria has coped, almost all the biggest stars in Africa will be present in Cote d'Ivoire for the next 30 days. So are we in for a show? When you look at when you actually dissect what is on ground, I tend to agree with them. I think that the team that will win this Nations Cup, the 2023 edition, is going to be one that is going to play not very well, but one that is going to have a lot of luck. What do I mean by luck? The winner is going to play against opponents that would actually fritter away their chances, and they will take theirs on the way. So I'm betting that the most efficient team will win the Nations Cup.
Okay, and I'm sure you don't have any names in mind for that, but let's look at Nigeria preparation and the sudden injury. First of all, we had Murphy coming in for a player. Onuachu also is also coming in. Tell us what you think about Nigeria and landing there, what you've noticed about the few days and friendly games we played. Tell us your observation, and do you think we can actually do that again?
Okay, Shitu, thanks. We've mentioned it on this program before. It is not just names or past results that ensure that a team wins a competition. And in focus that should focus our minds is the 2013 squad of the Super Eagles that won the Nations Cup under Stephen Keshi. Can we win it again? Yes. We win it. I don't think we have. If every other big nation plays to their potential, I don't think we have the team to win it. But these big teams, as we couch them, maybe the first big five, will knock themselves out, and Nigeria's way will just be paved. You just need to get to the semi-finals of the Nations Cup, I think, and you have a chance of winning it. So basically, the last edition, what happened to Nigeria was that we had a fantastic group phase, which raised the expectations of everyone. And then we had some mishaps in the second round against Tunisia, and that was it. Now, what this team needs to do, like I said, is to become more efficient. If you don't score, don't concede. Now, do we have the defensive strength to achieve this? I don't know yet. It has been chop and change. Like you said, the friendly against Guinea, the coach tried to play a new structure. We had a 3-man defense and all of that. So, but one good thing that comes out of all of this that we can say is that Jose Peseiro has always been optimistic. Whether that will come into fruition or become something that we can, at the end of the day, will make us joyful, I don't know. But his optimism must come from somewhere. And I think we have players enough. Whether we have the team to do it, I don't know. But we have the players, and they play. Like, let's choose these players, because we're talking about Nigeria here. I've always said it, if Calvin Bassey plays to his optimum, this can become even a window where Fulham will be afraid that he plays to his potential, because they might get beat before the end of the month. I see a player, there's nothing to say about Osimhen again. If Osimhen is supplied the balls that he wants, and he runs the channels as he continues to run them for Napoli, Nigeria is always going to be in the mix. We've had a problem with the midfield. But I also believe that if Kelechi Iheanacho is fit, and he's, what do you call that? What do you do that word? If he is hungry, yes, that's what I want to use. If Iheanacho is hungry in that team and plays behind the strikers or behind anybody, then Nigeria is going to be worth watching. The point is, will this team be hungry enough? Because they will face adversity. But the strength of a team is that in the face of adversity, they can grind out wins. You remember 1994? That very good team was going to be knocked out by Cote d'Ivoire in the semi-finals. That very good team. And that history would have been, they were knocked out in the semi-finals. But they ground out that victory, coming back against Cote d'Ivoire twice, and then through penalties. That will be needed for this Super Eagles team.
We look at statistics and realize that Nigeria has more medals, the highest bronze medal in the Nations Cup, in the history of Nations Cup. Is that something to look forward to?
No.
Is this something to think that we get to the semi-final?
No. We're not talking about golden bronze here. We don't want it. We have had enough of it. We've had how many finals that we did not win? Maybe 3. We have for God's sake, we are going to the 20th. We are going to be appearing for the 20th time at the Nations Cup. A country of Nigeria's talent and size should not be relishing that we've won this trophy 3 times. Please. So,
but what can we now say of Ghana? I think the last time Ghana won, it was almost more than 20.
That's the problem. For me, the challenge is we should not be comparing ourselves with Ghana. When you say Ghana, okay. For instance, when last did any Ghanaian player win African Player of the Year?
Just like us, until recently, Osimhen.
Yeah, even before that time, as long as that time back, when last did a Ghanaian player win African Player of the Year? So we shouldn't be comparing ourselves with Ghana. I understand the rivalry. Yes, we have a rivalry with Ghana, but Nigerian football should not in any way be compared to Ghana's own. We have much more talents than they do have. We have a league that, for me, is better than theirs. So we have the numbers that is almost ×5 of theirs. So why are we comparing? So unfortunately, we should be comparing ourselves to countries as small as Croatia. Look at Croatia. Look at the population. Look at what they consistently do with their football. We shouldn't be comparing ourselves with people who have not won the Nations Cup for 30 years.
We now look at one team, and that's Senegal. Senegal
Yes.
also had a bit of the past without winning until recently, and they've also had the taste of the final without winning. But they seem more dominant than any other team, and they are the team to beat. Not so much of the big names, um, Koulibaly, um,
And yeah.
Sadio Mane, which is one of the
Yes.
major names we have in the globe. But they've done so well, and they seem to be fair. Nobody wants to play Senegal, even in the group stage. Talk a lot of quarterfinals. Don't you think they were going to retain this Nations Cup?
Um, let me look at the crystal ball. There's some things I want to tell you. Like I said, football is a bit of conjecture when you're doing punditry. But when you take into cognizance what has gone before, you can make some expert predictions. I don't think Senegal's team has improved. That's number one. I saw them at the World Cup, even though they came to the World Cup without money. I don't think Mane's form has improved in any form. After moving from England to Germany and then to Saudi Arabia, I don't think he's at the top of that 2021 form that he was on. Koulibaly has also gone down in stature. The goalkeeper has gone down in stature. So basically, now we are talking about maybe Papa Mertesaar, who comes from Tottenham.
Okay.
Is it Jackson that you are going to be afraid of as a national team player? I last time I checked the statistics, I think he has 1 goal or no goals in all his appearances for Senegal. So for me, I don't think Senegal will retain this cup. I don't think so. I also do not think that Morocco will win the cup. I also do not think that. I don't think that North African teams, apart from Egypt, do that very well in West Africa. So I don't think Morocco also will win this cup. So if you are discountenancing those two, like I said, the Eagles have a chance if they can skirt the edges of this tournament and, like you say, miss out on those things. But I don't mind. In 2013, nobody gave the Eagles a chance against the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. But not only did we beat them in the quarterfinals, we were better than them.
So now,
So
what team are you looking as favourite? And as you're so confident that will probably get to the final or lift the trophy, apart from Nigeria that you're going for?
Yeah, well, like you said, we'll still call Senegal. When you're saying favorites, we'll still call Senegal. I'm not calling Ivory Coast even. And I know my own reasons are like, I've looked at the team. It's a new team. And I've looked at their players and I'm like, I hope that this host country does not, even in that group that they have put them, Group A, I hope they perform well because they're going to be under a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. And that pressure will get to new players. So let's say, Morocco, I'm not discountenancing Egypt with Mohamed Salah. I'm not discountenancing Algeria. They have a close-knit team. Cameroon, always, if they get into fine fettle, they're going to be, nobody, like you said, nobody would like to play them. And let's say Nigeria, dark horses, quarterfinals. I'm looking at the Gambia again. They seem to have progressed. But all in all, then maybe South Africa. If they win their first match, I think they will go a bit far in the tournament.
Our game against Ivory Coast seems to be one of the most talked about game in the games, especially in our group. Do you think it's just going to be like any other game, and putting aside the rivalry, what happened the last time and all that? We had the Drogba talking, Mikel Obi talking, the last time they met, how we defeated them in South Africa. Do you think all those really matter when it's time?
Well, it does matter sometimes because these players are human beings also. They listen to what we are saying, and they read a lot also. But like I said, I don't see this Cote d'Ivoirian team going far in this tournament. I don't see it. They can surprise me. Now, the match against Nigeria, I cannot recollect so many times that Nigeria has played the hosts and the hosts have won. Even though the Elephants hold a slight advantage over the Eagles in head-to-heads, they are the only ones that have beaten them more than they've been beaten. So, but I think with the way things are right now, if the Eagles play the crowd very well, I even believe that we would have a comfortable victory over the Elephants. Comfortable. Because they will not play a low block. They will come all out. They will be a bit arrogant. They will be confident. And so if the Eagles plan very well, they should be able to tick them off and beat them.
Giving us is what you think the games will end in the games. What do you think it will be likely like between Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire?
Chitu, you are putting my head on the block.
Yeah.
I hope nobody uses what I say to go and
but just
take their homes or cars or money or anything. This is just my own opinion. I think the Eagles will win 3-1 on the 18th. And that will signal a lot, even though it's just the second match it will be the second match in the group. I think the Eagles will win 3-1.
As we'll be looking forward to in this tournament, I'm sure you have them, your list of top players will be looking forward to this tournament. What players you will be looking forward to? Because I think the last edition, Odioigalo, not the one Iguavon took us. We won with Garnacho that we came to. Odioigalo as the highest goal scorer. And what players will you be looking forward to in this tournament?
Are you talking about from the Nigerian team?
No, yeah. You can talk from the Nigerian perspective and other nations because I'm sure new stars will come in. But from the Nigerian perspective, you have about 6 or 7, if not 6 debutants. Which of the players will impress you so much? Or will likely impress the country?
Okay, I'll say Calvin Bassey. I hope Al Hassan Yusuf gets minutes. I think he has the kind of technical presence.
That's Calvin Bassey?
No, Calvin Bassey, I tipped Calvin Bassey to leave the tournament with a lot of kudos. I'm also saying that I hope that Al Hassan Yusuf, who was called up in place of Wilfred Ndidi, will get minutes because I believe his technical prowess is needed in this team and his energy is needed in that midfield. I hope he gets to play. I'm also hoping that Rafael Onyedika gets his chance in midfield also. I hope, now this is a prayer, I hope that Samuel Chukwueze comes alive in Cote d'Ivoire. Comes alive. I also hope that Osimhen
seems to be not a very popular name.
What?
Not a very, a lot of people didn't really know Alhassan Yusuf. I was already mistaken into a particular Alhassan Moazu.
That's an old man now.
Yeah, that's an old man, yeah. So when I first started, now went to his profile and I saw his Alhassan Yusuf. Anything, what do you think, why do you think they might probably not give him the minutes he deserves since he's a replacement for Ndidi?
No, when you come in late, when you come into it, it's almost probable that you wouldn't play because they've had so many training sessions before you came in. And that team was almost set in Pesero's mind even before Ndidi was injured. So why I'm saying that is that just like, if you remember, is it 2000 when Julius Agawa just burst onto the scene because Nigeria was in trouble. They had to bring somebody in off the bench who was new, kind of, who most people had not prepared for. just like that, he saved us against Senegal, and the rest is history. So that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of, like, in that game against Cote d'Ivoire, I'm very sure, no matter how much video analysis the Cote d'Ivoire technical team have done, that they have not prepared for Alassane Yusuf.
That's true.
Yes, there's no way they have done that properly. So for me, it's for our own coach to see the strength in the player during training and utilize him effectively for the match. Okay. That's why I'm calling his name. Every other person in that team, every team that is coming for this Nations Cup would have tons and tons of information concerning Osimhen and all the ways to stop him. So basically, in every tournament, you need that spark who is unprepared for by other teams to help you get over tricky matches. That's what I'm saying.
A look at the goalkeeping department, Ojo alone.
Don't let us go there, Shitu.
Yeah, your opinion, I think, is not a favorable topic for a long time, not but because of the African Cup of Nations. Ojo Olonleke, I remember him under 20 when he was there with Joshua Enao and one other popular. Joshua was number one person then. There's another goalkeeper that was also popular then. And I'm seeing him. What do you think has worked for Ojo Olonleke that has merited? It's fine. I'm not saying it's not fine, but perhaps he's joining Eyimba or perhaps his consistency in the league. Something must have been working for Ojo Olonleke. So apart from Ojo Olonleke, tell us a bit about the three goalkeepers representing us.
Shitu, you are very conversant with what's going on. So, but for the sake of our viewers, I would have preferred not to talk about the goalkeeping situation at all. But we will have to be brave to talk about it. I don't understand the criteria for picking two reserve goalkeepers who do not have any appearances for the national team to a major tournament. I don't understand it. Nwabili and Olorunleke Ojo have not kept for the Super Eagles. Now, we don't pray for this. We don't pray for it, but it happens. If Uzo gets injured in the 5th minute of the first half against Equatorial Guinea, the team will be shaking to its roots, no matter who comes on to replace him, because they've never played with them. That means that match will be the one that goalkeeper would need to build confidence in the people in front of him. I don't think it's the right strategy at all. So, like you said, how was he chosen? Why wasn't the Bedell Insurance Kingdom? Why wasn't Kingdom chosen? Kingdom has more clean sheets in the MPFL than any other person. So, or why wasn't the keeper of Doma United chosen? So for me, I don't even know the criteria that was used. Maybe because he had been in national team camps before, and he's a regular. So you remember that guy that was always coming from Rangers then, even when he was second keeper or third keeper, he was always in the national team. So for me, those are I don't see the criteria. For me, right now, what I'm thinking is that it's only Uzo that we have taken to the Nations Cup. Seriously.
So now let's look at the very fact that it was 27 men that are supposed to be used, but Nigerian decided to send 25. Why don't you just see reasons? Why did you use 25 when it's supposed to be 27? I'm just asking because these are questions that have come to us.
Pesero gave a valid answer. Even out of the 27, 2 will be on standby.
Okay.
Really. The 27, you have to, 2 can't make the bench or even until somebody's changed or somebody gets injured. So basically the 27 is just for you to pad up your team to carry it to the Nations Cup. Basically. And we understand that in the last 2 weeks, 3 Nigerian players have gotten injured and we've replaced them. The criteria is that you must replace any injured player for 24 hours before your first match. So as we are now, God forbid, if we still get another injury today, we can replace before Sunday. But after Sunday, it is what you have. Is what you have.
Okay. Now, going forward, the teams are ready. Everybody is ready. The welcome party, the should I say departure from Lagos here. We had the governor of Lagos, everybody rejoicing, and it seems we're in the right mood and the right games. Our first game, would there be any surprise if there's? Do you think anybody will qualify?
It's going to be tough, you too.
Okay.
It's going to be very tough. It will be tough. Yes, people should just be ready, and that is why I actually want it to be very tough.
Do you think?
Because if it is,
do you think there will be?
It's going to set a part. It's not. No, seriously. I want it to be tough. Yes, we'll win, and let's win by 1-0 scored in the, maybe we'll score in the 76th minute or the 80th minute. I want it to be tough, so that it sets the tone for the tournament. I don't want any 5-0, 4-0. I don't want that. Our second match is against Cote d'Ivoire, which will be coming from a tough match.
Apart from Cote d'Ivoire and Nigeria in that group, that on paper it seems we are going to qualify out of that group. Are you expecting any surprise?
Right now. Everything is on paper.
Everything is on
But
paper.
we've drawn with Lesotho in the last 3 months.
Are you going to be surprised if anything happens apart from Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire qualifying?
I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised. Seriously, I've written about it. I'm not going to be surprised. Like I said, it is the most efficient teams that will progress far in this tournament. So if you are going to come into that tournament and be, open, because you are confident that the person you are playing or the team you are playing is inferior to you, you are going to be shocked and surprised.
Also,
these African teams have developed, though. They have developed. They might be ranked 100 in the world, but their coaching has improved, their mental capacity has improved, their technical capacity has improved, and they can devise strategies to play the better teams. So anybody coming without a concrete, you must understand that to beat an inferior team, let's say inferior, you need to be prepared, because they are going to play as if they want a 0-0 against you.
definitely.
So, and if they like, they can put 6 people at the back and just send 5 and defend for their lives. So how do you break down a low block? I've not seen Nigeria do that in the last 1 year. So, like you said, it is until Nigeria plays the likes of Morocco, Egypt, and let's even just dial back a bit. When you look at that last Nations Cup, before our match against Tunisia, you know that Tunisia played a low block against us because they knew that we were better than them. They knew. So they played a low block, made sure that we didn't create so many scoring chances. And when they got their chance, they scored. And then we had a red card to help them further. That is what is going to happen again.
So now the teams, and properly, what do you think will be your starting lineup? It's a big blow that we're expecting Titu Victor playing, but unfortunately Boniface is out of it. But what would be your starting 11? How do you think Pascal should approach this from your own perspective?
Okay, definitely we know who the goalkeeper is.
Yes.
So let's leave that. I will still put Oluwashemi Logbajayi and Calvin Bassey in central defense, because for me it's a perfect combination if they can be more aggressive. Semi is a right-footed ball-playing centre-back who can actually play in midfield. Calvin Bassey is one who has played almost all the positions on field and has gotten better over the last 1 month I watched him in the EPL. Also, Semi has consistently been featuring for WBA West Brom in the championship, and he has been part of the team that has risen up the table. So he has actually improved also in the last months. On the right back, definitely Bright Osai Samuel. That's the best outlet right now. The only advice I will give to him is to wind down his confidence a bit. dial it down with patience, and be a bit cautious in going forward whenever he wants to go forward. But sure, banker, I'll play him. Then, surprise, surprise, I'll play Olajuwon at left back.
Okay.
I think over the last one season or 2 seasons, he has actually improved his technicality, and he's now hungry to win something. He's hungry to win. He's hungrier to win something. Before, Ola used to play like lackadaisically. He would play well today. If you remember the last Nations Cup, he was one of our best players in the group stage. Then he disappeared against Tunisia. But I'll give him another chance. So on both flanks, I want those on both left back and full back. I want Samuel. We don't have any option right now than to play what's it called? This Brentford Onyeka as our deepest line midfielder. We don't have any option. We cannot throw Raphael into the fray immediately. So Frank plays as my deep line midfielder, joined by Iwobi and joined by Iheanacho.
Okay.
If he's fit. Up front, I would send on Ademola Lookman from the left.
You have so much confidence, Lookman, ahead of
Yes.
Onuachu.
Yes. I'll send. I also play Moses
How
Simon.
about Murphy ahead of?
No,
Okay.
no. Murphy can get lost in matches. He finds it hard to involve himself in some matches. If you watch him regularly in League One, sometimes you might not see him for 20 minutes. And basically in African football, every minute is going to be war in that Nations Cup. So you don't need somebody getting lost and then needing to use somebody to replace him to start with. So for me, I will use Ademola from the left, I will use Moses Simon from the right, and then Osimhen is at center forward position. That will be my starting line.
Chukwueze, I guess, is missing.
Definitely, for now, he has not convinced me. I've not seen him in training, so I don't know what he's producing right now. But
Even with his move to AC Milan.
He's found it hard to replicate what we used to see 2 years ago. He's found it hard.
I think most Nigerians have complained about Chukwueze, and that's especially the very fact that his passes are not always connecting. Most of the time.
I don't think that is the issue, Shitu. I think first things first is that, okay, let me use an example, a good example. Look at Rafael Leao. He's in the same team with him, AC Milan.
Yes.
Rafael Leao, watch him 2 years ago. That's how Chukwueze is playing now. Rafael Leao used to play just for himself. Even when somebody was open, he would try to go for goal himself. But look at him last season and now. He's a creator in chief. He's playing with his head up. As in, if I have 50% chance of scoring and Giroud has 51%, Leao will pass the ball. So that makes him a better player now than he was 2 years ago. That is the level that Chukwueze has to get to. He has to play for the team, not for himself.
Fine, and we hope I have this your first 11 in mind, and they are very fantastic, no doubt. And I'm sure the reason why Lookman is there is because of Victor Boniface is out, or will you rather put a Lookman ahead of Boniface if he wasn't injured?
No, I would have, like I said, in a write-up I did like a week ago, if Boniface was around, I would have loved Pesero to play 3-5-2.
Okay.
That means somebody just behind Osimhen, but not taking away from the midfield.
Okay.
But right now, since he's not around, we are going to revert to the 4-3-3 that we've used over time. And for me, Italian football has helped Lookman understand the essence of a winger tracking back. So the work ethic that is in him is much better than Chukwueze's own. And then we've always known Moses Simon for his industry and everything. He will give his 110% every match. So those three people in front have serious work rate, which will help the midfield relieve pressure on that midfield. And that's why I've done that. And indeed, he's not available to bring his experience to bear. So those are up front cannot be lax. I put Iheanacho there because if he's fit, he can be the glue for everything that happens in that team.
Okay.
And Kobe, for now, you know that he plays all over the field for Fulham. And he's disciplined enough to help the deepest line midfielder to hold on to take possession of the ball in the midfield. That's why I put them there.
Interesting. And let's not forget that Nigerians are hopeful. Nigerians are ready to get very well this tournament. But what do you think is best enough for the Super Eagles, even if you don't win the trophy?
Bad question, Shitu. Bad question. On the day before they start the competition, you want me to talk if they don't win?
Yeah, because you analyze well, and I'm sure those teams are just lined
okay.
up.
So like life is all about ups and downs. I would think that if we do not win this tournament, I would want us to play well. That's number one.
We played well in the last tournament, but we went out from the group stage.
Yes, and you know that the stick that which we beat that Super Eagles team was not much. It go back that nobody really complained. We were just bitter that we lost to Tunisia. We were happy the way we played. Most of us were happy the way we played.
The style of play.
Yes. So if there's a room to progress from where we are now, I would say number one, even if we don't win, let us play well.
Okay.
Let the players give a good account of themselves. Let us not see anybody hiding or anybody playing to the gallery. Let them give a good account. Everybody would know if you have given your best. Everybody will know that. And also, the third one is that it will be the end of the cycle for some players. This tournament. The coach might be part of that cycle, might not. But definitely some players almost surely will not appear in the next Nations Cup if Nigeria qualifies for that one. So those are the three things I'm looking at.
But you said we should play well, which I will agree to that. But what stage is good enough, even if we don't win the trophy?
Chitu, you want me to tell you?
Yeah, because I think nobody wants us to.
For me, and like I said, look at this way. Let me use myself as an example. I'm so hopeful that Nigeria will get to the final that I'm leaving for the Nations Cup on the 6th of February.
Okay. Good. But if that doesn't take place.
What?
And if you don't win that, if that doesn't come to pass, there must be a place of you've tried, even if you didn't bring a trophy.
Yeah, but you asked me, it's my own opinion. So that's how confident I am. My colleague is already in Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay.
And I told him that I would join him on the 6th of February because I expect to watch the final. Nigeria play the final on the 11th.
Okay.
That's how hopeful I am.
Okay.
Whatever comes, I would accept it. But like you asked me, that is my hope.
Okay. Nigerians are hopeful. Before the Nations Cup, I've been asking to hear your opinion about the money that the federal government gave Super Eagles about offsetting some certain salaries and also be hearing. That's when I heard that the handball Federation of Nigeria are also going to a Nations Cup. People are thinking that money is too much for the Super Eagles. Football is not the only sport in the country. Many other issues came out, and I think if I'm not football, let me itemize myself as a thing now. I think I'll be jealous of football. If I'm an handball, if I am a tennis ball, or if I'm a tennis sport, or I'm a gymnastic sport, if I hear all these things, I think I won't be happy. But it is what it is. But do you think the government giving out that money, it's a very good one? Your opinion on when you heard the news about?
To jump on your question, Shitu, which other sport ensures that a player earns £800,000 a week? There is none. So life is not fair in itself. There are haves and have-nots. We continue to live like that. Yes, we might say that in consideration that, okay, handball has been neglected, and they are envious that football seems to get everything they want. But I don't agree with that also. What you just said now is that the government released money to offset what was owed. So these footballers were owed money. Some 2 years, some even 3 years. So it is not all a bed of roses for Nigerian footballers. I know it is better than some sports, but what I see is that the progression is that we should develop our sports. Like we have been speaking offline. If people start to go watch handball at the stadium or anywhere where they play it, then there's going to be money flowing into the sport. But as long as it's always government to do all these things, we will not get the requisite money for this sports development. We need to bring other avenues to put in place to ensure that every child has an opportunity to play all kinds of sports, not just football, and that there is development in it. In France, you can desire to become a handball player, volleyball player, a ice skater, all kinds of things. You can decide to become a tech ball player. Everything has its own route. You can become a table tennis player, you can become a lawn tennis player. Everything, whatever your love is, you have the opportunity to become a professional in it. That is the kind of environment we must create. At that point in time, I don't think anybody will be, it will be your passion that drives you.
And well said. Football is not in the same league of with other sports in the country because of many things that are beyond human. But nevertheless, other sports should also be considered. Well said, GD. But now, everything for the first time, I think you need to remind us. You are a very good football writer. This is the first time we're going to the Nations Cup without issues of payment. Or
what I know of, because 1980, when you read into history, we know that the 1980 set never had any issues.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe 82, I think they had issues. Starting from 82, 84, only they didn't have money to take them. They didn't have balls, they didn't have buses. There's a litany of what's it called? Things that we remember concerning payments owed and everything. So, but for me, the positive we should take out of it is that the ministry has responded to what, and I say it like this: if a footballer, any athlete whatsoever, is owed 2 naira, and you pay that 2 naira, it's a confidence booster.
Okay.
You cannot say that I'm putting myself in these footballers' shoes, and I don't know their minds. These guys collect sumptuous money abroad, but you are owing them because you said it is like a promise. You said if you win this match, we'll give you $10,000.
Well said.
And they win the match, and you don't pay them. Even if they have a $10,000, you are owing them.
That's true.
The administrators should not look at that situation and say, oh, these players are wealthy enough to forego. If you wanted them to forego it, you shouldn't have promised in the first place. Tell them, you don't have money, we can only give you $1,000. And this is the $1,000. It's already here.
We still have Jide with us. So, Jide, time is no longer our friend, and we hope that Nigeria gets close to the final so we can have you in Côte d'Ivoire. Because
even if we don't get to the finals, I'll be in Côte d'Ivoire, don't worry.
Okay. Okay, thank God that we will be calling you from here all the way to Côte d'Ivoire to give up the tempo of issues going on there. And among the players that are there, the debutants, they've done so well for the country. Which of them do you think, like I've asked you that, but I'm asking that, who do you think is lucky enough to be in the team?
Al-Hassan Yusuf.
Al-Hassan Yusuf.
It was never on the horizon of people anybody was looking at. But fortunately for him, this year or this season, his team played in the Champions League. And then he scored a goal, I think. I'm not sure if it's against Barcelona. One big team. He scored a goal against Barcelona or something like that. And so everybody was like, who is this Al Hassan? Is he Nigerian? And then you find out he's Nigerian. And then 3 weeks later, his spot is available. And then he gets it.
Okay. Interesting.
God can do things. God can do things for you.
Yeah, God can do things. And I think also, Olonleke should be also on the list of the teams that are lucky to be there.
Well, if you say so.
Yeah, just like Al-Azhar never dreamt.
Yes. True. It's the same analogy. True, very true. Shitu, very true.
Okay. So,
who was unlucky to miss out?
So the players are unlucky to miss out. The players that are injured. If I have
no, not the injured ones. Who was unlucky to miss out of this Nations Cup?
I want to say Wakali, but you have to answer that, Jide Alaka.
I would say the Israel-based goalkeeper.
Ooh, Israel-based goalkeeper. Okay, Adeleye.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Why do you say that?
We are taking two home base that have never played for the Eagles. And he has played for the Eagles. And he misses out completely. That is unlucky. That's unlucky.
Okay. Yes, Jide, I want to put you on the spot now, but we'll be hoping that we get more information from you when you get to Cote d'Ivoire, so that we can have you give us updates on what's going on in Cote d'Ivoire. Yeah, thank you very much.
Cote d'Ivoire is expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, let's see. Maybe we just round up with that. People have been saying, because I know some colleagues that went by road.
Yeah.
I know that website. Some said a particular.
The naira has fallen, so it's almost 1 to 2 now. But the rate of standard of living over there is so expensive. I heard that maybe a bottle of Coke goes for like 700 CFA, which is like 1,400 naira now. So anybody that wants to go to Cote d'Ivoire
should be ready.
There's going to be a lot of water drinking in that place.
And I don't know, a friend of mine posted on WhatsApp that 125,000 naira is Siena bus to Cote d'Ivoire.
Yes, it's about that. It's about that now. Yes.
Okay, that means 125,000 naira to Cote d'Ivoire by road. How many days would that be?
No, that's like 18 hours.
Oh, okay. That's we reached. I know Jide can't go by road. I know, definitely. So
no. Shitu, I wanted to go by road, really. Actually, if I was able to get a permit for my car, I would have driven.
Oh, what an interesting story that would be.
I would have driven.
Yeah,
but it's a bit of a. It's not easy right now to get those tags on your plate number so that you're able to drive through those. That is the major reason. If not, I would have driven. It's 18 hours.
Oh, okay.
It is only in Nigeria that we don't drive that much because of security and all of that. If you travel to the States and everything, people drive 26 hours, 40 hours. You just rest on the road and then continue your journey.
And it's been a very wonderful time to drive on the road to see how beautiful that part of Lagos.
Yes, we've driven, some of my colleagues and I, we've driven to, when Nigeria was it 2000? Maybe. Drove to Ghana. So,
okay. That should be Ghana, Nigeria 2000, co-host.
Yes. And you know that Ghana is just bordering Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire. They share a border.
Oh, okay. It's an interesting moment. Thank you very much for your time, Jide Alaka. Thank you for giving us your experience.
Always a pleasure, Shitu. Always a pleasure.
Thank you very much. I'm sure a lot of viewers out there have learned one or two on your objective analysis. Thank you very much. We're speaking with Jide Alaka. He's an editor of Opinion Times with many publications on football. He's also planning to go to Cote d'Ivoire to give us updates on what's going on in Cote d'Ivoire. And next tomorrow, on Sunday, Nigerian will be having the games. But don't forget that Plus Sports, you rely on Plus Sports to give you the latest update on the 2023 African Cup of Nations. So anytime you want to hear update on the African Cup of Nations, Plus Sports is the place you tune to. Thank you very much for staying with us, and the conversation continues on all our social media platforms. I remain Mudashishi too. Thanks for watching.